What's the point of an open world if you can't delve into every nook and cranny? Luckily, some games truly understand this desire and create a world that's perfect for losing countless hours exploring. Welcome to Game Rant, and today we're ranking the 8 best open world games to just explore. Number 8, Red Dead Redemption 2. Rockstar knows a thing or two about putting together impressive hardware-pushing open-world games, and nearly all of the developers' projects that fit this genre emphasize exploration to an extent. Red Dead Redemption 2 is Rockstar's biggest game to date, delivering an overwhelmingly vast western landscape and slow-paced gameplay intended to forcibly immerse you in the world. Players can get absolutely and joyously lost if they want to go down that route. That said, the story missions are easy enough to follow, so Red Dead Redemption 2 can mostly be played to somebody's preference. Now, I will say that the game is arguably more fun to freely explore on a second playthrough than the first, just because the world and characters are so rich in history that knowing their backstory elevates the experience. A lot of that context will be missed if the story is ignored completely in favor of exploration, at least initially. Number 7, Outward. Outward lays down a fascinating foundation that will, hopefully, be improved upon in the upcoming sequel. While quite rough around the edges and the definition of an acquired taste, the 2019 original is nevertheless worth checking out if you are seeking a survival open world game built around exploration. Putting aside a pretty unexciting story that mostly just exists to provide some structure, Outward challenges players to simply head towards the unknown, exploring a fairly vast fantasy realm and survive the many challenges held within. Although it has plenty of issues, Outward nails an intense sense of exploration, particularly during a playthrough's opening hours when build experimentation is still at the forefront. Number 6, The Elder Scrolls. At this point, The Elder Scrolls is synonymous with exploration-driven open-world RPGs, and that has been the case since Morrowind's debut in the mid-2000s. Sure, that game can seem antiquated and quaint nowadays, but it is still a widely impressive achievement that absolutely shines in its map design and liberating freedom. Morrowind is a fantastically put-together sandbox that deserves a remaster just as much as its successor, Oblivion. The latter mostly retains its predecessor's core appeal, albeit with a slightly more conventional main questline. The original version is still great, but I recommend sticking with the 2025 remaster. Skyrim needs no introduction, and its legendary status is 100% down to its world rather than the main questline. You can easily ignore the story and just explore for dozens upon dozens of hours. Number 5, Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2. Building on the extremely solid foundations of its predecessor, Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 will go down as one of the best open-world games of the 2020s, although you still need to go into it with accurate expectations. While way more accessible than the first entry, Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 is nonetheless an immersive medieval sim that prioritizes realism above nearly everything, which means exploration is slow and challenging. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that, but the opening hours can be exhausting if somebody is not prepared for this type of experience. Although packed with well-written quests, the game also encourages cautious exploration, allowing players to just head out and discover organically. Number 4, Outer Wilds. Most open-world games let players decide if they want to stick to the main story or just wander freely to see what they find. Outer Wilds is a touch different, as the core gameplay loop is specifically built around game choice exploration. The solar system will be destroyed in 22 minutes, so you need to jump into a spaceship and head to different planets, both to learn about them and to also try to figure out the truth behind the destruction. After everything goes supernova, the cycle resets. Outer Wilds combines exploration and storytelling perfectly, allowing the former to carry the latter seamlessly. Players are given very little direction, and they are rewarded for embracing the galaxy's mysteries with a unique adventure. Number 3, Elden Ring. Considering Dark Souls is known for its tight level design, an open-world alternative was far from a guaranteed success. Yet, Elden Ring manages to make it work, adopting a thrilling sense of discovery associated with sandboxes while still supplying intricate self-contained maps through its biggest dungeons. While the game includes a simple directional button that guides players down the main questline, this mechanic is primarily a quality of life inclusion and hardly the standard way to traverse the lands between. Once you enter Elden Ring's core map, simply pick a direction and go. If you hit an area with enemies that are a bit too difficult, just turn back and try somewhere else. The lands between is ridiculously dense with things to discover, be it optional bosses, mini dungeons, or loot. Eventually, you will reach one of the compulsory areas and fight a few godlike enemies. There is something around every corner. Number 2, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. Frankly, at this point, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild does not need to be sold. Nintendo's game helped revitalize the open world genre to an extent, and its approach to sandboxes has certainly influenced other projects. Except for defeating the final boss, everything in Breath of the Wild is technically optional, and Link can go wherever he wants in Hyrule and do whatever he wishes right from the start. Link might not have the required armor to survive a burning hot desert or the stamina to climb a mountain, but he can meet those requirements by simply exploring and discovering everything Hyrule has to offer. When it comes to just exploring an open world, Breath of the Wild is nearly untouchable. Number 1, Subnautica. Subnautica is brilliant. Set on an alien planet that mostly consists of water, players have to explore the depths, both to survive and also learn more about the world they find themselves in. While the core story is quite interesting, Subnautica shines in its open nature, where exploration is not only encouraged, but required. While not technically horror, Subnautica captures both the majesty and the terror of the ocean, filling it with beauty and nightmares. The game also offers quite a few different modes that tweak the experience, so players can decide if they want a punishing hardcore experience or a more relaxing voyage. But what do you think? Which games offer the most expansive open world you'll ever experience? Which open worlds are filled with interesting things to do and find? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.